morning. Today is November 18th, and this is The View with Catherine Chang. Today's topic is the F-16 incidents. First, an F-16 fighters in Taiwan lost contact during night training in Hualien last night, and the large-scale searching is still underway. And what caused this F-16 incident? Is it the weather or the mechanical problem? Furthermore, does it have anything to do with the Chinese fighter intruding into Taiwan's ADIZ? As for now, all F-16 fighters have been temporarily suspended for security checks. Here are some points. First, let's look at this map about the U.S. presidential election. We know that Donald Trump's latest move today is to fire the director of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, Christopher Krebs. And the reason for that is Chris once said that this election is the safest election in the United States. However, Trump didn't think so. Well, as to the Dominion voting system, we know that all these systems, maybe we have some problem like in Georgia or Wisconsin, but we're talking about that. Trump just treated and said Biden did not win. He lost by a lot. And for Taiwan's perspective, we're talking about concern whether the U.S. arms sales to Taiwan will continue to be the same if Biden takes the office. Now, I want to talk about the F-16 fighters. And we know that the U.S. totally sold 216 F-16 fighters to Taiwan. And George W. Bush sold around 150 in 1992. And Trump just sold 66 in 2020. F-16s become the main focus for Taiwan's military defense capability. About this F-16 incident, I want to talk about it. The F-16 fighter number, we're talking about that. This number we're talking about plane is a 6672, and it disappeared from the radar 2 minutes after taking off from the Hualien Air Base. And actually, we can see from this map. This map we can see over here, and over here, this is the Hualien Air Base over here, and over there, this is what we said. It just disappeared from this area, and actually this here is disappeared around 15 kilometers northeast of Hualien Airport. And actually, why it disappeared? Reason one might be the special disorientation, 空间迷航. Could the F-16 crash into the sea? But some experts rebutted and say that it is clearly visible, and it's not possible that the pilot didn't report in 2 minutes. And we can see over here, this is the area that they are searching. And reason two, could it be mechanical problems? But according to the Taiwan Air Force, references both the F-16 and the engine was tested in September, and everything is okay. B, why conducted the night training? Is this related to the Chinese fighters' continuous intrusion of Taiwan's ADIZ? In other words, is this unfortunate incident caused by the PLA fighters? But Vice Defense Minister Zhang Zheping said that, the night training has nothing to do with the Chinese fighters' intrusion, because the Taiwanese fighters, that really counter those Chinese fighters comes from Jiayi Air Base, not Hualien Air Base. C, I want to talk about the pilot, Colonel Jiang Zhenzhi. He is 44 years old, and he's a captain of the 26th Combat Team of the 5th Tactical Fighter Wing of Taiwan's Air Force. And there's a nickname for the 26th Combat Team, which is the Witch Squadron. And you can see over here, this team emblem is a witch flying on a broom. Actually, this emblem was originally designed by the Disney company. And Zhang's wife was very sad, and they got married for years. And this is Zhang and his wife, and when they were taking a photo of them kissing in front of the F-16 fighters in 2006. Well, D, another worth mentioning is about the reaction of the Taiwan Ministry of National Defense. Well, as soon as the accident happened last night, Chief of the General Staff Huang Chuguang immediately entered the Armed Forces Joint Operations Command Center, JOCC, Henshan Zhihui, and the Defense Minister Yan Defa entered the Joint Air Operations Center, JAOC. Why did they do that? Besides search and rescue, I think the main focus is that they want to watch over PLA fighters' movement. here are the top stories. Today, we have 2 confirmed cases, and they are all imported cases. They came from the U.S. and Indonesia. First, I want to talk about the F-16 incident. F-16 fighter disappears from the radar at the altitude of 6,000 feet, according to Taiwan Ministry of National Defense. We can see over here an F-16A fighter disappeared from the radar 2 minutes after taking off from the Hualien Air Base on the East Coast at 6:05 p.m. And Taiwan Rescue Coordination Center has sent a helicopter and 20 Coast Guard vessels to look for the missing fighter. Colonel Jiang Zhenzhi, 44 years old, has an accumulated flying time of 2,230 hours. He's still missing. President Tsai responded to the F-16 incident. She said the Air Force has suspended the F-16 fighter for inspections, and I have asked for a comprehensive investigation over this incident, and we will take all the responsibility and self-review. Also, Vice Defense Minister Zhang Zheping said IDF fighters will replace F-16 temporarily, and he said that, well, during this inspection of the F-16 fighters, the IDF fighters located in Tainan and Taichung will take over the combat readiness task, and there will be no problem with all the combat readiness. Additionally, Defense Minister Yan Zhefeng went to Hualien to supervise the search and rescue work, and he said today, we will mobilize all the possible power and ways to get Captain Zhang back, and we won't give up any hope. As to the cause of the incident, retired Air Force captain said that it cannot rule out the possibility of the PLA fighters keep intruding Taiwan. According to anonymous sources, and he said the PLA fighters have repeatedly disrupted Taiwan, and it caused the Air Force to increase its workload. And actually, this is so true. Why? The PLA fighters just intruded Taiwan's ADIZ for 4 times today. Well, we can see that this China YA anti-submarine aircrafts intruded Taiwan Southwest airspace at around 7:14 a.m., 7:52 a.m., 10:17 a.m., and 11:31 a.m. this morning, while Taiwan is searching for F-16 missing fighters. On the other hand, China shows friendly gesture to the United States. We know that China calls for U.S. to have mutual collaborations. China Foreign Ministry spokesperson Zhao Lijian said that we are ready to work with the U.S. side to promote the healthy and steady development of the China-U.S. relations on a basis of mutual respect and equality. Well, don't you think it sounds familiar? Taiwan has been calling out China to conduct the equal dialogue, but China keep ignoring. Well, as to the U.S. presidential election, I want to say that Donald Trump fires election cybersecurity director Christopher Krebs. According to the CBS, we know that President Trump announced on Twitter on Tuesday night that he was firing top cybersecurity official Christopher Krebs, whose agency recently issued a statement that the 2020 presidential election was secure. Well, actually, what he said was the November 3rd election was the most secure in American history. There is no evidence that any voting system deleted or lost votes, changed votes, or was in any way compromised. But Trump doesn't think so. He thinks the election was stolen. Well, Trump tweeted that Chris Krebs has been terminated as director of the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. In response, Chris just tweeted that, honor to serve, we did it right, defend today, secure tomorrow. Well, in the end, I want to talk about a very big issue in Taiwan. That the pro-China media, CTI TV news station, will end broadcast on December 11th. Why? Because the National Communication Commission, NCC, has rejected the application by CTI TV news station to review its license. We're talking about that because CTI TV News will be the first news station that the NCC rejected to give it to license renewal. There are 2 reasons for that. And one of the first reasons is that we can see that CTI station had been fined around $374,000 US for 21 such violations over the past 6 years. cameras and most violations of any TV station. CTI News is part of the 11 China Time Group, and which has repeatedly come into conflict with the authorities due to its pro-China faction. And second, we'll talk about that. CTI TV News' biggest shareholder, who is also, we're talking about the founder of the 11 China Holdings, Tsai, was accused of interfering in the news desk of CTI TV News. Well, it became a kind of an issue. This is the first time ever in Taiwan that a news TV station didn't get the postpone of the, the license and things like that. So that will be the view for today. This is Catherine, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.